I'm Mark Easley. I'm from the Raleigh area, Morrisville, North Carolina. I first Swan and Roll Gathering was 2002. Took a couple songwriting classes then. This year is the 25th anniversary of Swan and Noah. For me, I'm celebrating another anniversary. It's my 50th year playing the guitar. Okay, and I remember very distinctly how it started, as a matter of fact. I'll just tell you that briefly. In 1966, when I was 11 years old, my older sister, teenager, was of course a complete Beatle maniac, and she loved the Beatles and what's crazy about them. But one day she brought home an album, and I wasn't really into any kind of music at the time. She brings home another kind of album called Simon Garfunkel, and she played it on my dad's old Magnavox stereo, you know, one of those big ones that looked like a piece of furniture, you know, back in the day. And I heard it, and I came out and sat down in front of that, and the music coming out of there was so cool, and I heard part of it sounded something like this. Let's see if I can get it. And I'd never heard anybody kind of fingerstyle an acoustic guitar in my life, but I thought, wow, that's fantastic. And afterwards I ran in my brother's room and picked up his guitar and, you know, tried to make some noise on it. So, been playing ever since, and Paul Simon was one of my earliest teachers. So I'd like to do a little bit of one of his songs called Kathy's Song that was actually on that record.
Oh, that's just suck it up, man.
I hear the drizzle of the rain, like a memory it falls, soft and warm, continuing, tapping on my roof and walls, and from the shelter of my mind, through the window of my eyes, I gaze beyond the rain-drenched streets to England, where my heart lies. And so you see, I have come to doubt all that I once held as true. I stand alone without beliefs. The only truth I know is you. And as I watch the drops of rain weave their weary paths and die, I know that I am like the rain, there but for the grace of you. Go on.
Oh. So, you want to mess around a little bit?
Okay, sure, absolutely.
God, that tenor voice. Beautiful. So what made you, I mean, is it just going back to this love of the Simon Garfunkel, or like what made you want to do this?
Actually, that was actually it. You know, I was just thinking, I've been playing the guitar for 50 years, and this is one of the songs that really motivated me to want to do it. So I thought, well, this would be a year to do it.
Okay. I remember learning this song from the TV guide would have, when I was a kid, was it like this, would have the chords and the words to a popular song in the back.
Oh.
And so every Sunday we'd get the paper and you would do this you do this. Yeah, it was great. And so I taught myself this song from there. So I want to take the second verse.
Okay.
What was this? Or maybe it's the third verse. Do you have the verses in your head?
The third verse is, I didn't sing it, I skipped over stuff.
Okay, so okay, I'm talking about what you just sang.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the second one is from the shelter of my mind, right? And what's the next verse after that?
I skipped to the fifth verse where it was, so you see I have come to down.
Tell me what you're saying.
So you see I have come to down. All that I once held is true. I stand alone without beliefs. The only truth I know is you.
Okay. So here's what I saw when you were singing. So I have come to doubt.
Yeah.
And I have come, the only truth I have, it's like this is a song about
It is. Yeah, I noticed that. I couldn't help it though, because when I looked over there, a bunch of people were singing along.
Yeah.
And I just all of a sudden
Okay.
just enjoyed it with them.
So this is no, I'm glad you said that, because it seems to me like one of the challenges for a person like you is that you have a natural light that comes through you, like a natural kind of optimism, a kind of, you have a happy demeanor. So when you're naturally that way, it's going to come off as incongruent if you're singing a song about angst and you look happy.
Yeah.
So, and also, I think sometimes we can get into this place where we develop a kind of persona that we stand behind that is like, I am happy to be here performing for you. I am not nervous. I am very comfortable. And that's a great place to start. And then there's another layer you can go to. So, I am, and I know it can be hard, it can be distracting, and this is the discipline, right? Staying in the song. So, let's take that verse and sing that verse as if you had written the song and there's no rhythm to it. Like you didn't know these words, but these were your thoughts and you were imparting them.
So you see, I've come to doubt all that I once held is true. I stand alone without beliefs. The only truth I know is you. So you see, I've come to doubt all that I once held was true. I stand alone without beliefs. The only truth I know is you.
Okay. So, I don't think I've ever really, like when I was a kid, I would learn these songs and I never thought about the meaning of the words. And I think that is part of the challenge here. Is like, I'm standing here going, holy shit, this is like, the bottom just fell out, right? Like, I've come to doubt all that I know is true. What the hell of a line? I mean, what was going on in his life when he wrote that? I've come to, and maybe it was the Vietnam War, maybe it was, you just don't, But have you ever been in a place where you felt anything like that? I mean, when we're not 20 anymore, there are times when you think, okay, I got it, and then the bottom all falls out. And that happens like 2 or 3 times before you hit. I mean, it's through adulthood, there's cycles through these layers of it. Is there a moment you can remember in your own life that you draw from? Yeah. Yeah, sing that verse into the mic and think about that in yourself and see how it changes the way it feels for you.
So you see, I have come to doubt all that I once held as true. I stand alone without beliefs. The only truth I know is you.
Wow.
Much better.
Yeah, I was kind of floating away to someplace. So I'm not sure exactly what I was singing. Tell you the truth.
But you took them with you.
I did? Okay.
You did. Yeah. And so this is something, this is kind of a principle of performing, right? There's like, if you be somewhere in that lyric, you will draw us in. If you tell us about that place, you're still removed from it in a way that, and just the demeanor on your face did not seem overly dark or hard to watch or depressed or anything like that. It just seemed congruent with what you were saying. And it felt really like we had access to the song in a different way, and you in a different way.
When you said the only truth I know is you, it didn't feel like it was applying to one person. It felt like it was applying to the audience in that sense. Like there was kind of a connection more so than when you sang it the first time.
Yeah, and that when it's like everything's fallen away, you know, the only truth I know is you. It could be God. It could be your significant other, the only thing that's really holding on the planet. I mean, there's a lot of interpretations of that, but no matter how you slice it, it's like everything else is gone. This is all I have to hold on to. You know, that's like probably the crux of the song. I'm going to go turn the lights on, and I want you to do it one more time, if you would.
Okay.
And as you go through it this time, this one, no! On the light.
I think it's on the far right.
On the other side of the door.
Far right of the door.
See, if I was a good teacher, I would have made someone else do this.
Hello.
Okay, see you guys. Okay, so from that place of now sort of having your own kind of resonance personally with the crux of that song, stay in your own kind of personal point of view about it, and try the whole song again for us, if you would.
Okay, let's try.
I hear the drizzle of the rain, like a memory it falls, soft and warm, continuing, tapping on my roof and walls, and from the shelter of my mind, through the window of my life, I stand alone with, oh, I just I'm sorry. Only truth I know is you. And as I watch the drops of rain weave their weary paths and I know that I am like the rain, there but for the grace of you.
Better. I can really relate to this tune again.
I'm here to tell you, man, it felt like the first time it felt like you were sort of out here with all of us, and the second time it felt like you were like in here, and we were coming to you. Right? And I think I'm so glad that you brought this in, because sometimes it's a great example of like you know, you can get to know a song so well that you're not present in it anymore, because it's just like an old pair of shoes. It's really familiar.
That's exactly what it was.
And you're not even listening to what you're saying. You're thinking, oh, my body knows how to sing this song, so my body sings this song, and I'm making a grocery list in my head. And I think that's a challenge when we've been doing it for a long time. And even with my own songs, like part of what happens to me after Swan and Noah, after I come and tell you guys to do this, I go back to my own songs and I revisit the lyrics and I revisit, you know, what I'm saying and you know, So I think that's, I'm just really really glad we got to highlight that, because sometimes, it's like, I think I'm there, but I can usually tell. Can you tell the difference in, like, mentally how it felt? It felt floaty kind of before.
Yeah.
The second time it felt kind of.
First time it felt kind of mechanical, and the second time, what I was feeling was the joy from my life that came from that song coming to me in 1966. Right? And everything is followed since around this crazy day. And that really connected me right back to that song.
Yeah, so it was a visceral and very real
Very much so.
connection in the moment. And that's your path home. Always.
Okay.
Always.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.